Growing up, I never had to question what love was. Love was between a man and a woman, and that's just what it was, at least to me. And as I started to grow up, I started to question, why can't it be between a man and a man, or a woman and a woman? Love is love, isn't it? So why should it matter who you share it with? How could loving another human being be wrong? Or sin in that matter? I just don't understand. So I asked a few of my friends and classmates how they felt about it.
I've had a big, long controversy with this for a long time. I say no. I think there's no shame in loving another human being. And if that is a sin, then I am a sinner. Who isn't?
I had to go through that because my dad felt like, well, I know he probably still feels like it's a phase, because when I first came out to him, he didn't really trip like the rest of my family. He just told me that he was fine with it because he knew that it was something that girls did in college. So he just said, I know it's a phase, it's just something that girls do. But I don't think it's a phase, and I don't think people should treat it as such.
I would say yes, but I would also say, we're born into sin, and, let he who has no sin cast the first stone, so it's like everyone's sinned before, and there is no sin that's greater than others.
I don't believe in sins and that whole business. I believe in right and wrong, and if you do wrong, karma's going to bite you in the ass. I don't believe that if you do wrong, you're going to hell. I don't believe in heaven, so.
I hear the usual, they're wrong, they're sinners.
All gay people go to hell. That pisses me off. That's one I always hear.
I believe that it is a genetic thing. I mean, I've experienced it. I have family members who are also gay, and I think some people want attention, and thus it is a phase, whereas others it's not. It's who they are, totally and completely.
I guess another stereotype is that, gays are atheists or don't believe in God, which is completely wrong. I'm an Episcopalian Christian, and, I believe that God made me this way. Because, when I started to figure it out, it scared me, and I thought, it was wrong and I was weird, so I'd pray and ask him to fix it. And now I kind of just accepted that it's my design. Back in the day, people feared it, and some people would just say that God's filled this earth with so many people now, he needs a way to control the population. But the sin supposedly comes out of the lust that gay people act on, that it's just a lustful thing, but I have been in lust and I've been in love, and I know the difference, and one's honest and one's just kind of there for play.
If you love someone, you should be able to show it. Marriage is a beautiful thing that I think everybody should have a right to do. And the fact that gays cannot marry bothers me. We're people too, right? So shouldn't we have the right to get married just as much as heterosexual people do?
I have a lot of conflicting opinions on that. I mean, not really. I'm totally for gay marriage and everything, but I mean the way I sort of see myself in terms of marriage to a woman. It's kind of complicated because I guess at this point in time, my birth certificate still says that I'm female. So I guess technically that would be same-sex marriage. The way I perceive it all is it's not about what's between your legs that makes you male or female. It's about, just exactly how you feel, and the government doesn't feel the same way. I guess I don't know what's going to happen in terms of gay marriage in the future, but at this point, I don't even know that I would feel comfortable like approaching marriage, because it just seems kind of unfair and just not right, really.
I think we should have marriage, but if we can't have marriage because everyone wants to get all like crazy about the word marriage, then there should at least be civil unions, because if you have someone in the hospital or any kind of rights like that, you don't have anything, and that's just really horrible. I mean, people are people. You can't like discriminate against them just because they're not a man and a woman, so they can't visit each other in the hospital. Like, really?
As long as it's a partnership based on love of two people who want to spend the rest of their lives together, I don't think anyone should be denied of that.
In America, getting married means you're having a party. So why can't gay people have a party about love? What did we do wrong?
Me personally, I think gay marriage shouldn't be allowed, because I think that marriage, the definition of marriage is between a man and a woman in a church setting. Now, if you're talking about out of church, go for it. Get married. I don't care. Go to Idaho or wherever you have to go to get married. But I mean, in a church setting, I mean, if they're against it right now, then I think you should be happy that you're getting the right to get married in general.
I feel like gay marriage should be legalized, because I just feel like gay people, they're people too. I don't understand why we don't deserve the same rights, because the times have changed so much. A lot of people aren't living by the Bible or living by the different rules and things that we had back then. So I don't understand why we wouldn't be allowed to have the same rights as everyone else.
I think that family is an important thing to a lot of people. Even if it's not your blood relative and it's your best friend and they have been there for you, I think that's amazing. That is your family, and no one should have to be alone. I don't think that anybody should be denied the right to a family. And in terms of adoption, there are so many kids out there that need a home and need someone to take care of them and love them. And I don't think that anybody should be denied the right to adopt on grounds of their sexuality.
My opinion on homosexuals adopting and starting families is, I think it's a great thing. I know for a fact that, it's pretty hard to get all the papers done, and get the sanctioning to actually have this person, this child, as to be like yours legally. My mother is homosexual, and she has been with a woman since I was 10 years old, and it hasn't affected me. If anything, it taught me to accept everyone, regardless of who they were or what their choices in life are. So I think it's a good thing.
Like, being gay and adopting a child, I feel like it's a good thing, because you open your child up to bigger things.
So many states allow, gay couples to adopt, but more states allow a single parent to adopt rather than a couple, which doesn't make sense to me. Two people should be allowed to adopt over one, because I feel like one person isn't quite enough, whether it's two women, two men, or a man and a woman kind of thing.
That's one of my favorite things about life, is my family, my big family, and I love them so much, and I love having so many brothers and sisters. And if two people get married and they want to have that huge family atmosphere, I don't think that anything should stop them. And not only that, I think adoption period is great.
I think in this day and age, it's really hard for that family, especially because of all the challenges that we're having with gay people still trying to not fit in society, but become a part of the mainstream where it's no longer, gay people. But otherwise, I think it's a great thing.
Yeah, all for it. I've known a couple of kids that have come out of gay households where they had either two moms or two dads, and both those kids are straight. Number one, most people are so opposed to it because that means their kids are going to come out gay and blah, 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 which isn't true. And they oftentimes end up being some of the most open-minded, intelligent, and just profoundly insightful people.
I feel like we've come a long way, but I feel like we have a lot farther to go.